allocation, which had earlier seen a reduction in allocations. This allocation remains inadequate and much below the amount required to address the yawning gaps. Friends, neglect of healthcare will have a negative impact on our economy combined with rising population. For us, health is an issue of national security, but nobody talks about it. We cannot protect the sovereignty of the nation or ensure sustainable development unless we have a healthy population. We cannot aspire to be a world power when millions do not have access to affordable health care. Ladies and gentlemen, India is one of the few developing countries that has formulated a national cancer control program. The program envisages control of tobacco-related cancer, early diagnosis and treatment of uterine cervical cancer, and distribution of therapy services, pain relief, and palliative care through augmentation of health infrastructure. Suggested surrogate outcomes measures includes change in tobacco use, knowledge, attitude, practice patterns, compliance to screening programs, changes in referral practices, and shift in stage distribution. Yet, the lack of sufficient public allocation has resulted in huge demand-supply gaps in cancer detection, treatment, and care requirements. A majority of cancer-related deaths in India are because of the late detection of disease due to the lack of diagnostic facilities at the peripheral levels. It is estimated that more than 75% of cancers in India are present in advanced stages, and palliative care and pain relief are essential to provide good quality life to these patients. Provision of palliative care services therefore assumes an important dimension of overall cancer care in our country. The large gaps between the public provisions and the actual requirement in this regard is being met to a degree by NGOs like yours and civil society initiatives. Halfway homes and hospices run by non-governmental agencies have been doing yeoman service, especially when they are attached to a major cancer treatment center. CanSupport has been a trailblazer in this field. The film that we have just seen gave us a glimpse of what it does, how it does it, and what comfort and solace it brings by caring for people in their own homes at different times in their lives. Responding to palliative care needs of cancer patients requires not only the medical and nursing needs of the person affected, but also the patient's emotional and spiritual distress and support for the caregivers. CanSupport's home-based services bring this care to the doorsteps of those too sick to travel. It is cost-effective as it cuts down on repeated and usually unnecessary visits to the hospital for investigation and treatment. It is also well suited to our own conditions where a family member is available and willing to nurse the sick person. I commend CanSupport for choosing and developing this model of care. Beginning with one team and 6 patients, CanSupport today supports almost 2,000 cancer patients, most of them poor, being cared for in their homes free of charge. This is no small feat. It shows the dedication and determination of the team at CanSupport. I congratulate CanSupport team and their supporters for all they have accomplished, and I wish them the very best in the future. Jai Hind.
We call upon Shri Manmohan Malhotra, Honorary Treasurer, CanSupport, to present the vote of thanks.
Mr. Vice President, dear Harmala, Sunil, Dr. Ambika Rajvanshi, colleagues, and dear friends of CanSupport. Hollywood's Academy Award ceremonies are famous for their thank you speeches by Academy Award winners. Some hilarious, some tearful, some emotional, some political, some even bizarre. They are always entertaining. Alas, I have won no Academy Award, but I still feel privileged to be allowed to say a few words of thanks. As you all know, today is a milestone in CanSupport's life. If I may say so, it has come of age. To have you with us, Mr. Vice President, is a source of pride and joy which has made our celebration even more special. Your presence honors CanSupport, of course, but even more significantly, it honors and recognizes the importance of the cause to which CanSupport is dedicated. Your words of encouragement and support for our work mean a lot and give us heart for the future. A future in which, as you yourself have just said, health receives higher priority and greater resources from the government. But also a future in which palliative care comes out of the shadows, both in government policy, in society, and most crucially, in medical and paramedical training. On all these fronts, India has a lot of catch-up to do. We have barely begun. Mr. Vice President, we could have had no better person than you to launch CanSupport into its third decade. We have been friends for over 50 years, and I can say in all honesty that high office has not dented your values as it often does. At a time when the public discourse in our country has become so narrow, so shrill, so divisive, so self-regarding, so segmented into group interests, you are among the very few who have continued to give voice to the voiceless, to speak up for the good of society as a whole, for a society that is inclusive, fair, and above all, humane and caring. It is that same sense of humanity, of care and empathy for the other that animates CanSupport's mission. We therefore recognize in you a kindred spirit, and we take you to our heart. Thank you most warmly for coming and being with us today. May I request Harmala to present to you a small token of our gratitude. Thank you too to our generous donors. You are the wind behind our sails. Thank you to our volunteers for the amazing life-enhancing work that you do. Thank you to Ambika and the entire devoted CanSupport team for making CanSupport what it is today. Our greatest reward is that we have already been able to make a difference to tens of thousands of lives. Of course, we cannot and will not rest on our laurels. Our work is far from over. I hope we can join hands in ever larger numbers and reach out not just to tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands in the coming decade across North India. With your continued help and support, I'm sure we can do it. The one person who has not been presented a plaque is the person to whom we owe the most extraordinary debt of gratitude. As you will have noticed from our own remarks, Harmala always gives all the credit to those who have helped her. But dear Harmala, today we will not let you hide behind your self-deprecating modesty. Your role throughout has been truly inspirational. Three qualities shine out in your person: courage, compassion, and passion. The courage to overcome cancer and follow your star. The compassion to extend your hand to help people in their darkest hours. And the passion to build an organization in the face of many odds that translates your compassion into exemplary action. With a very full heart, may I say on behalf of all of us gathered here today, thank you. Once again, thank you for what you are, and thank you for what you have done. Mr. Vice President, as an expression of our admiration and affection, may I request you to present to Harmala not a plaque, but a bouquet of flowers, symbolizing the solace and joy she has brought to so many lives.
अगर 2 बजे फिर ही है वो मनीषा आ रहा है बंद करते मोटू चल पाया।
तो जब उन्होंने उनकी बातें सुनी एंड शी अंडरस्टूड कि कितने टेंशन में रहते हैं बच्चे, कितना कुछ उनके दिन में कितनी चीज़ें होती हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा स्क्रिप्ट तो मैं लिखूंगी ही नहीं, क्योंकि अगर मैं स्क्रिप्ट लिखूंगी तो बच्चों को बहुत उन पे भार पड़ेगा। तो बिना स्क्रिप्ट लिखे, और ये भी आप जाने दिस वाज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्रेट they learned from her and she learned from them, and at the end of it आज जो हम आपको दर्शाने लगे हैं वो है जो स्क्रिप्ट है वो बच्चों ने ही लिखी है, अल्फाज उनके अपने हैं, और डायरेक्टर हैं सरिता वोहरा, और हमारे म्यूजिशियन हैं, and he set the music for what the children are going to be doing. कौशिक हैं, और बच्चों का जो आप सुनेंगे, जो वो कहानी बताएंगे, वो उनकी अपनी है। अगर कोई भी इसमें किसी और ने नहीं घड़ा है, अल्फाज भी उनके हैं, कहानी भी उनकी है। So I hope that we are able to communicate the courage of these children and celebrate them as they come onto stage today. And they will introduce themselves.